And try one more thing.
Oh, we're doing it?
We're doing it.
Are we there? Awesome.
Yay.
Oh my God. Hi. Guys, this is incredible. We're live. This is amazing. It's our first time. Sorry, we're a bit late. We thought we had everything settled troubleshooting, and we didn't. Enough said. Yeah, so my name is Dunya Sawan. I have several degrees, but the one that applies to Sekhmet Wellness is my RMT degree. I'm operating out of Toronto. I'm registered healthcare practitioner, registered massage therapist, and I work with rehabbing people's soft tissue. So whether people are injured, whether they've had surgery, or whether they just want to age well, that's basically my forte. I have a few questions. Some of them are recovery oriented and health oriented, and some of them are appearance oriented, because as we know, appearance is part of wellness. I'm being joined today by the right hemisphere of my brain and the left hemisphere of my brain, Darren and Akram. Darren is our Chief Operations Officer for our two companies. Sekhmet Wellness is one, that's the health faction. You're on our channel right now. And then there's Badwater Business Management. This is Akram. She's our Chief Social Media Manager. So Darren, Akram, if you need to ask them any questions. But for Sekhmet Wellness, it's mostly health and wellness, and that's mostly my game. So the first question that I had emailed to me today is actually about skincare and appearance and aging. Someone asked me, and I know this person loves a good tan. I too, girl, love a good tan. I think I look better tanned. I love the sun. They were basically asking me how imperative it is to wear sunscreen. As much as I hate sunscreen myself, not because of anything, I have the best sunscreen in the world, Beauty of Joseon, which is 50 SPF, triple plus, all sorts of verifications. It's tested in Spain as well as in Korea. It's a globally renowned chemical sunscreen. I love that stuff. I love it. It is beautiful. It goes on beautifully. It helps your makeup sit well. And if you use nothing but that stuff every day as your moisturizer, you would do great. As much as I would love my pale face to match my very tan body during the summer, I want to age decently. And UV rays will fry the collagen in your face. It's going to break all the chemical bonds. And if you're no spring chicken like myself, I'm 41 years old, you are losing the capability to rebuild collagen in your face, which is why you might see some sagging, you might see some wrinkling, all that sort of thing. So why would you go out there and then basically just throw your collagen into the wind, as it were, right? Because at a certain point, you're just not making any more of it. So yes, SPF is imperative, as much as us olive-toned girlies hate looking green and gray in the winter, right, Kiki?
Right. It's not a look.
Do you feel attacked? Right?
No. It's not the vibe that we're going for.
It's not the vibe.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
But like, at least we're trading the beautiful tan. We can use foundation. Use a tinted SPF or moisturizer. Whatever you need to do to fake it is fine. But I highly advise you to retain what collagen you have. And of course, genetics is going to be different, right? by not necessarily exposing your poor face to all the harmful rays in the sun. I'm a little perturbed that we're still having this conversation. We need SPF. We need it. Yes, it's mandatory. Mandatory. Especially if you're using retinol. Oh my gosh. Especially if you're using retinol. If you are resurfacing using retinol, using glycolic acid, using exfoliators, you are actually chemically resurfacing your face, essentially. So why would you then expose all that beautiful new tender, plump skin on your face, which is very vulnerable and more prone to sun damage, to a lack of protection? Right?
Actually, I have a question.
Tell me.
As a 25-year-old,
Yes, love.
what would you recommend I start as a skincare kind of like a regimen?
Yeah, that's
like
a
as
really
a daily thing in order to ensure my skin doesn't age.
It retains its beautiful glow. Can you
Oh.
please show people how beautiful you are, please?
I'm shy.
Please, just like, so this bitch, excuse my swearing, this beautiful creature, 25. So you are, you are a bebe. Your cheeks are beautifully plump still. Whatever sun damage you have had done is still being resurfaced, and like your body's still like, not a problem. I'm gonna fix this.
I hope.
That's yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's the facts. That's
Okay.
true. Okay. Which is why, like, when I look in your face in the morning every day, I'm like, oh my god, girl, you're so pretty. Why are you so pretty? However, we are all born with genetic predisposed factors. I had awful acne. I was once told by a Garnier modeling scout that I had pizza face. That's how acne I was. I had cystic acne, right? So my problem has always been being overly comedogenic, or like hyper sebum production. What I mean by sebum is the oils coming out of my pores. I had too much of it, so bacteria would eat it, so I would get breakouts, and it was really deep. I had like a really deep, thick dermis. Long story short, you as a 25-year-old, I'm guessing from trying out facial stuff on you, that you are actually more prone to dryness and dehydration.
Especially in the winter. My
Especially in the
skin is,
winter.
Like, not it. Very flaky, dry.
So of course there's two components to our soft tissue integrity. The first component is what's going into your body. So how's your protein intake?
It's all right. I try to eat protein every single day.
How are your clean oils intake? Do you know what I mean by that? Omegas?
Probably not good.
Yeah. Are you a seafood eater? Do you eat fish
Not
regularly?
regularly, like once every other week.
I would like to encourage you to add a once a week omega heavy fish to
Like
your diet.
salmon.
Salmon, mackerel, sardines. You and I love that shit. We're
Yeah,
North
I love
African. I know I'm white.
sardines.
I'm white passing, but we're mixed race North Africans. And so oily fish. Our traditional diet is incredible for aging well. So like lots of
Olive oil.
olive oil, girl.
Mhm.
Olive oil, outside and inside. Outside and inside.
Yeah.
That stuff is medicine.
Yeah.
Especially the good shit, right? So lots of olive oil, lots of fish, omegas, lots of eggs, right? And so that's the stuff that's going into your body. The stuff on the outside is you are not dry skinned, you're dehydrated. What I mean by that is when I look, and you'll have to tell me because I know do you hydrate? Do you moisturize every morning?
I do. If I
You do.
don't, I started using a new moisturizer.
What moisturizer are you
It's
using?
the Ink. Do you know, Darren, what I'm talking about? The Ink Sephora brand.
Well, let's look at it.
Ink something.
Well, let's
I don't
Google
know.
it.
Yeah.
Sephora
Apparently, it's really good.
brand ink. What makes it good?
Well, it moisturizes my skin and it stays. Usually, when I use moisturizers,
It just
within an
sinks right
hour,
in?
exactly, my skin is flaky again.
So that tells me, ooh,
It's like white with
Inky.
black. Yes.
yeah,
inky.
bioactive ceramide repairing.
Oh, let me see.
Yes, queen. Okay.
Is it good?
So already we're talking
Yeah,
bioactive,
sure.
so your face can actually use it, right? And when we read,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've seen that.
Mhm.
so when we're reading these tickets on the stuff that we're purchasing, we do so with the good faith that these companies will be sued if it is false advertising. But we just have to trust that, right? So bioactive is a good indicator that they've actually done their research, and the ceramides is a big word right now, because people are realizing that what we've been doing for the past over a decade, which is like stripping the hell out of our skin, is actually
I
aging
made that
us.
mistake. I used to use toner every single day.
Not
Was
just
it
toner, there
salicylic acid
salicylic acid.
every day.
Salicylic acid is for people who are breaking out severely. It is highly drying,
Yeah.
highly flaking, and your skin sort of gets used to it. So I
think that's
it
what
requires
causes
it.
it.
Yes. So yes, exactly. So at the end of the day, you want the ceramide is a deep consumed moisturizing agent made of amino acids that your skin can actually use to fortify its barrier. However, the whole bioactive thing is what's important here, because it says to me that they actually put in the effort to make it bioavailable to your skin cells. That's great. Now, here's the thing. It's going to be, does it feel a little thicker?
It does.
It does.
Yeah.
What a dehydration and dryness is different. So right now what you're doing is, and I've noticed before when I was like giving you that hair treatment,
Mhm.
like I noticed that you were still a little bit dry. And a ceramide is gonna make it so that you are glowing. You have that nice plump teenage
Yeah.
glowy look to you, like a little fatty that you want, you know what I mean, to your skin
Yeah.
surface. However, what you want to do is you actually want a hydrator as well to keep water within the cells of your face. So ceramides, oils, amino acids, think thicker, think gloopier, think a nice protective barrier on top, right? So you're locking in what hydration you have, and hydration is key. Okay.
Mhm.
However, because we live in like a dry winter
Yeah.
environment and it's so freaking dry, in Toronto, I advise my clients, my patients, you need a deep sinking hydrator as well, which is water based. So the trick here is there's an oil base and there's a water base, right?
Yeah.
Water based is going to be a thinner product that sinks, that your skin literally goes and takes it in and drinks it like a cup of water, like you're applying a cup of water to your face. Ceramide and something thicker and something like an envelope over your skin barrier, which is helping your face retain its healthy skin barrier, is going to go over that. So you don't need one, you need two products: a water-based deep moisturizer, maybe a hyaluronic acid.
Like a day and a night
No.
sort of thing?
So you apply one after the other.
Yes.
And then the
Oh.
oil base
So
like
thinner
seals it.
product underneath,
Oh, okay.
thicker product on top.
Oh.
Okay.
What would be the difference between that or having like a morning moisturizer and a night moisturizer?
It really depends on the formulation. So when they say day and night, why? What difference does it make? You know what I mean? Like when you think about it logically and scientifically, there isn't a difference between day and night. A lot of the time, you look like you have a question. Follow up the question.
I've heard there are some active ingredients in skincare that will like react better with your skin in the night because there's no UV. Like
Yes,
it does,
like adapalene.
the sun
But a lot
does
of it,
affect like
a
how
lot,
it-
and again, I'm gonna put a caveat there to say it depends on the company, depends on the formulation. Yes, however, that doesn't necessarily make it just a night product. So we're going back. Ironically, this takes us back to the question about SPF. Let's say an active ingredient like retinol. Like I said, retinol is resurfacing your skin, right?
That's one that's a nighttime thing.
Well, it's if you want to wear it in the nighttime so that you don't have to wear SPF, then you can do that. However, we all know that it's a struggle to freaking take care of yourself anyway, right? Like at least for me, like I have minimalized my process because like as much as like the ritual of having 13 to 14 different steps and products was like giving me life, I was only doing it like once a year. Like, what's the point? You know what I mean? So it really depends. It really depends what you're using. It really depends what works for you. So
Cool.
A night cream is usually thicker, and I don't understand the logic behind that personally as someone who treats people who have acne, because your face produces sebum at night. So like, yeah, it's called a night cream, and a lot of the time it's thick because it's supposed to be partially a mask, or at least a lot of companies design it that way. Again, I'm generalizing. That doesn't apply to every company,
Mhm.
right? And a day cream is usually thinner, lighter,
Easier to like put makeup on.
easier to put makeup on, easier to be absorbed, but also like someone like Ikram, she was saying she was applying moisturizer and it was just like sinking into your skin and disappearing, right? So that's going to cause you to flake. That's going to cause your makeup to pill. Like what's the point? So that's the problem. The problem is that if someone is going to make a claim like this is our daytime and this is our nighttime, they better really clarify what exactly the logic behind that is. I find that it isn't about the time of day, it's about the chemistry and the composition and the person using it. So for example, like about the skin requirements and the time requirements and the commitment of the person.
Right. Yeah. So like maybe someone like Ikram who has a drier skin, that would be better for you, but like someone with more oilier skin.
You have
like
excessive
that.
Can I make this person?
Yeah, sure.
You have excessive sebum production. Your skin is way better than mine used to be, but you do suffer from breakouts.
Yeah.
Dare is a gorgeous baby of 19, and so her face is like, she's like, oh my god, I'm breaking out, and I'm like, girl, you are at the peak of youth. That's literally, those are hotness blemishes. Embrace it. I know it's not desirable, and it's the scarification for later in your life that we need to worry about. And so basically giving people that context. For you, the problem with you too is that you produce sebum, but you're also dehydrated. We're all dehydrated. I've never met a woman who wasn't dehydrated. Let me just put it that way. Okay, it's cold, so we're not feeling our dehydration as much because our bodies are like, it's cold. I don't know if I'm thirsty or not. You know what I mean? We're just thirsty, right? And you and I, guys, I know we all work together. We're like in each other's faces 24/7. We are running around like insane creatures constantly. It's fun, but it's quick paced here. So we don't drink enough water. We drink enough coffee to give a bull a heart attack. So not only are we not intaking what we should into our body, but also the weather outside. Darren, can you put the blinds up and show people
what is going on?
Do not be fooled by snow. Snow doesn't mean anything. Ontario is a very dry province of Canada.
We have all of the extremes here.
We have all of the extremes.
You want to open the door? Yeah.
And we tend to have really dry winters. Like, just because there's... Yeah.
Look at that.
Just because it is so cold that there's actually no humidity or moisture in the air, right? Very different from like humid climates. And we have prolonged times of no
pollution detected at your front door.
of no humidity being in the air. Okay, so most people that I interact with have really dehydrated skin, not dry. Remember, we said there's a difference between dehydrated, a difference between dry. That's a rule. Okay, rule number 1: dehydration is not dryness. Dryness is not dehydration. Dry skin requires oil, requires ceramides, requires more sebum production. Your pores aren't making enough oil. And that's someone like me. I'm aging. I'm 41. I'm way past my oily teen years and my early 20s where my skin was perfect and I did nothing for it. And I was like, it make wine. Like, why do you even use cream? And dehydration is very different. So you need a water-based Darren, for example, because you break out, all your shit should be water-based.
I think it is.
I think it is because we've already had the talk, I think, right?
Yeah, well, my moisturizer, I have 2 face washes. One is water based, and my moisturizer is water based. And I have a oil based cleanser, but I only
Good.
use it mixed with the water based one. It's too strong on its own.
Yes.
So I mix it with the gentle one, and it's perfect. And I've been noticing
If that
my
works
skin
for
has
you,
been-
fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
I'm
Same.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Use the oil-based one to remove makeup, and then use the water-based one.
Yeah.
As
That's
a
what I do.
supplement, but if you mix it, you mix it. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's great if that's working for you.
Sometimes I will do the oil and then the water
Yeah.
base, or even like I'll do the oil with a bit of the water base,
Yeah.
and then I'll do just the water base.
Love it. Love it. I am pro double cleansing. I'm pro everyone of all skin types. Everyone of all skin types. Double cleanse. Double cleanse. The double cleanse. Why? Because you want an oil-based cleanser or a balm. Oh, I love me a balm. To take off all the gunk and oil-based dirt that you're accumulating in your pores from the day. And then you want a mild surfactant or a water-based or an acid-based cleanser, which is a lot more watery, a lot more, it feels a lot more squeaky when you wash your face with it, because you're taking off dust and water-based dirt.
Excess oil.
Exactly, excess oil throughout the day. And then you have a tabula rasa. You have a clean slate and you begin to add all the good shit to your face, right? All the active ingredients to your face.
Mm-mm-mm.
Okay, that was a big portion of skincare.
Do you guys have any questions or anything you want us to cover?
Please feel free to send us
Yeah.
questions, and also let us. I wonder whether it's just not. It is working, right, guys? Like,
It's working.
okay, good. The questions and stuff. The next question I had through email was someone who was asking me about their fascia. They didn't understand what. Someone was like, what is fascia? That's a good question. And I find that fascia is very hard to explain to people, even though it is kind of a big deal in our body. So a lot of what I do actually involves directly working with fascia. Fascia, at its most simplistic terms, is the casing around your musculature and your organs that is keeping it in place. Kind of like
Like a sausage.
yes, actually. Like a sausage. It's like a sausage skin, yes.
Yeah.
Now, here's where it's different from a sausage, Darren, is that because nature is very intelligent and doesn't want us to suffer needlessly, it's a jelly. Like in someone who's healthy at their healthiest, it's supposed to be a slippery gel like substance that allows your musculature and your joints to move freely within the body, for your organs to expand, like your stomach, for stuff to do its own thing, for circulation to happen through it. It's designed very intelligently to be a casing, a grease, without interference, without hindering stuff, right? Now, the problem with fascia is that it is directly, and with soft tissue in general, is that soft tissue is directly connected to your nervous system. So if your nervous system is out of whack, your fascia and your musculature are probably not going to be in an ideal situation. Because fascia tends to be very finicky, it sometimes can be on the drier side in people. If you're dehydrated, if you're stressed, if you don't sleep properly, if you're hormonally out of balance for women, a whole bunch of shit, right? And what happens then is it becomes sort of like, it toughens. It becomes like Glad wrap.
Like breaks on your muscles.
Yeah.
Because your body doesn't want you to
Yeah.
like do too much.
No, it's not even that intentional. It's the chemistry of it, right? So it's not sentient in the way that it's becoming like Glad wrap, and the way that it's becoming a solid. It's not intentional. You know what I mean? That was only supposed to happen if there was like a particular scar tissue that was happening in an area or something like that, right? However, I see a lot of people who come in and they're like, my muscles are so tense. I feel numb in this area. And we get into it and the muscles themselves are fine, but they are so, when I find that, I begin to be a little suspicious of what's going on. And truly, I ask during intake, truly, I always ask where people's emotional state is at, where their sleep is at, where the hydration is at, where the diet is at. All that pertains to soft tissue treatment. Because that causes me to understand where the so-called tight sensation is coming from in general. I can massage someone and stick my elbows in their backs all I want. However, a deep tissue massage doesn't necessarily address fascial tightness.
Right.
Do you know what I'm
Because
saying?
the deep tissue is addressing the musculature.
Yes. And the very purpose of a deep tissue massage, in theory, is to go into the musculature and break up a spasm or what we refer to as a trigger point, which hypothetically is a scarification.
Like a knot.
Yes, which a lot of people refer to as a knot in my shoulder.
Yeah.
So that can be many things, but hypothetically, the sort of agreed upon public understanding is a restriction made within the smooth body of the muscle that is due to some sort of hindrance. So it's a scar tissue formation that is locking it down. It's become a lump in there because it was either hurt, like a bruise or injured somehow, or it's been deprived of nutrition. And so the muscles, which are the most nutritionally dependent part of the body a lot of the time, in order to keep doing their job,
Mm-hmm.
They still have to do their job, but then they're not at their peak, right? They're not at their best. So if you have somewhere that's restricted somehow, you're going to get collagen adhesions. You're going to get scar tissue forming in that area. So a lot of what I do is breaking up knots or scar tissue or trigger points in order to allow the body to send its own circulation and its own white blood cells and cleanup crew, as it were, to get in there. And before you know it, muscles, which are wonderfully responsive, then tend to heal themselves and allow themselves to return to proper function eventually, right?
So like when your muscle is injured,
Yes.
your body is basically like reacting to protect it, but then that kind of causes it to be harder for yourself to like heal yourself.
Yeah, a bit. That's a surface understanding of what's happening, because it could be many, many things. So the body, once you're born into this world, the body can't really replace cells anymore, except rarely, sometimes like the liver, you can get a cell replacement. What happens
Or
is,
like if you're a baby, if you're young, you can like regenerate.
there are certain
sometimes.
cells that you can never regenerate again.
Right.
Nerves and your brain cells, you're done.
Yeah.
If you damage those, it's very hard to regenerate those. Though there is research showing that we are gaining the knowledge to be able to regenerate or learn what is best for spinal cord injuries, brain injuries, stuff like that. We're
Is
learning
that like
more.
stem cell?
Yes. So there's lots of research into stem cells right now, and that's where it's going. That's where the future of soft tissue.
So cool.
It's so cool. It's so amazing. And we just discovered, the latest discovery in stem cell research is we don't need to use embryos. They discovered that the richest source of stem cell, humane stem cell recovery or acquisition is period blood.
Get out.
Yes!
Wow.
I would have
That's
never
amazing.
thought.
Isn't that wild?
Never ever would have thought.
Yeah. It's wild, eh?
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's insane.
Anyway.
I've heard of people putting their period blood like on their faces.
Yeah, I did.
First-
Using it as a face mask.
Yeah.
But I don't know about how effective that is.
Yeah.
Let me put it to you this way. Effective or not, effectiveness is not the only caveat to whether you should do something, right? Like, bullets are also effective in their way, right? You are putting blood on your face. You better be fucking sure you don't have a cut on there already. You never know. You're giving yourself an effect. You're putting a biohazard on your face, right? Even if it's your own, like you don't put your own poop on your face, right? Like, yes, we do use poop grafts in gut health now, but there's a lot of vetting and science. They're not just going doop doop.
Yeah.
Like, no. There's a lot of like requirements and sort of like health requirements and science that goes into it, right? So I think that that's the problem with today's modern day understanding of like medicine, effective natural remedies and stuff like that. That there's like not a middle ground understanding of what is effective, what isn't, why there are rules towards shit. It's a measure of like what is the benefit, what is the harm. You're doing more harm than good by doing that, is all I'm gonna say about that. It's like eating your placenta.
So don't do that, guys.
Yeah, no, long story short, don't do that. Like thank you.
Yeah.
Long story short, don't fucking do that.
Yeah.
Or do it at your own hazard, which is all what I always tell people. I'm like, these are the parameters. You do you, boo.
Research purposes.
Mhm.
Let us know.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So what happens when you eat a placenta? Like, why?
The theory
do people
behind
do
women
that?
who give birth and eat their placenta is that you are taking the nutrition back into yourself. Because there are creatures in the wild that do that. They will eat their placenta. But there are also creatures in the wild that will eat the weakest of their young in order to save the stronger ones, right?
Yeah.
Like hamsters and rabbits and shit.
Snakes.
We don't fucking do that. So I don't understand why we think that eating the placenta is gonna help us. Like if you need a rich protein source,
Take an omega.
no, like you can even go to the grocery store and buy like a freaking calf liver and spice that shit, fry it up and eat that. That's what I did after I gave birth. I eat organ meat, right? And of course, like I'm leaving people who do not eat meat out of this. I'm talking about people who are eating their placentas, and I'm assuming none of the vegans and vegetarians are doing that shit. So,
Yeah.
so do you understand what I'm saying? Like, people are always like, well, you're taking the nutrition back in after you gave birth. I'm like, but like, what is
Is that proven?
no? There's no. It horrifies the medical
So
field.
it's like
actually.
word of mouth.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think one of the Kardashians did it. to be honest.
That's where I
Yeah.
saw it. I
Yeah,
saw
yeah.
an episode of the
Yeah,
Kardashians.
wait, Courtney. It was
Yes.
definitely Courtney.
Kim was pranking them, or Courtney was pranking them to eat the placenta, something like that.
Oh
I
my.
thought it was a thing, the way they were talking about it. I wasn't gonna do it though, so
I do not recommend. I don't recommend. You can get the exact same benefits from organ meats that you cook.
Could you get mad cow from eating a placenta?
That is a complex question. Oh my
let
god.
us know in the comments.
Let us know what you guys think.
Okay, so mad cow is a neurodegenerative disease that happened to some dairy cows because they were consuming themselves. Humans were feeding livestock minced up dead livestock. So this brain disease occurred and got transmitted very, very fast. It does tend to show up. There are several strains of it. There's bird flu. There's like mad cow, mad chicken. Like all upper mammals can get this. Monkeys have gotten it. Humans have gotten it. That's the problem, right? And it's literally, I believe, it's been a while since I've studied this in detail, but I think it's like lesions opening on your brain. Like it is, there's no coming back from it. It is a terrible disease.
Yeah.
And in humans, other than consuming animals with it, where you can get the disease from them, there are strains of it that have been found in tribes that also cannibalize each other. So there is definitely a link between eating your own kind. And
It's like a brain eats your brain, right? Like the
yes,
parasite.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's why that's a complex, because you're not getting mad cow from eating your own placenta. And eating plus like eating one organ once, especially if it came out of your body, may not necessarily be transmitting a disease to you.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
But it could.
In theory, hypothetically,
Huh.
you would have to already have mad cow
Oh.
for it to give you mad cow.
Can you have dormant mad cow?
Yeah.
That's scary.
Why are we on this? Is
Mad
not,
cow.
this has not. I mean, it does have to do with soft tissue, and I did study this. I literally have research and papers on this that I have to study to pass my exam. So I will bring all the proper wording and research to the next one. But that's it's a good question. She's not.
I'm curious too.
She's
like,
not out to
what's
lunch.
that? Yeah.
It does pertain to soft tissue, because we're like someone like me, like a registered massage therapist, sees a lot of the public. I need to be able to go, oh, that's not good. You know what I mean?
Could you transmit mad cow from treating someone with mad cow?
No.
You can only get it if you eat it,
Yes.
right? Okay.
And how would it like? Is it contagious?
If you eat,
No,
eat-
like
or like
from
if
one
someone
person to
has
another.
it, like, and they like cough on you, like,
or like
Well,
you drink
I
from the same
don't-
straw or something.
I don't think so. I don't know. These are good questions.
For next,
Okay, I
Q&A.
will look at.
is mad cow an STD?
yeah.
It's no. Anyway, back to fascia. We have wandered. I forget. The thing with fascia is it tends to toughen up, and then it's trapping musculature. When it traps the musculature, what are you doing? What are you
Just
distracting?
connecting our
What?
devices
Why?
for
Is this boring to you?
no, it's needed. Believe me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fascia.
Yeah, so when the fascia becomes dry, restricted, scarred, it restricts blood flow to the areas of your body. So the area itself may not be the trouble. It may be that whatever's happening in the casing around all these things is making it so that you in general are not operating at the maximum level you can be. And a lot of the time that manifests itself as like feeling restricted, or numbness, sometimes fatigue, even like a restriction in joint mobility and range of motion. And I see that a lot in athletes that are not recovering properly. Is they're like, well, I can't move my shoulder past this. And I'm like, that's a problem. Because that is not your biological range of motion. And we do want to retain joint health. Your joints can't oil themselves if they do not move in their full range of motion. Your joints cannot oil themselves with synovial fluid unless they're moving through their full range of motion. If you have a stiff joint, I mean, it depends. Everything depends on what specifically has happened to you, has happened to the joint, what medical conditions you have, et cetera, et cetera. However, if you have not moved one of your joints in its full range of motion for a while, and you would be shocked how much of the population is just holding steady in one position in certain ways.
This position.
Yeah.
I'm like looking down at your phone.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That joint is not accessing synovial fluid through the suction within the joint, within the padding of the joint, sufficiently enough to keep itself from degenerating. That's
Could you give me like
osteoporosis,
a
stuff like that.
hypothetical scenario for like the worst case scenario, like an extreme of like if you maybe like your neck is like thrown out and you just kind
Necks
of
are not the issue, because necks can be so debilitating that people find it hard to ignore them. Though, like, old people have disintegrated vertebrae all the time, and they have like permanently painful and stiff necks all the time, right? So what we're talking about is long term, is aging. We're talking about aging well, right? A lot of what I see I see a lot of people. This is actually a horror and a pet peeve of mine, who come in and are like, well, my parents had knee replacements and hip replacements, so I'm probably gonna need that. And I'm like,
Can we prevent?
Is that a goal?
Yeah.
yeah, literally, like my brain starts reeling because I'm like, but what if you don't have to? What if they didn't have to, but we didn't have the science and the understanding that we do now? So they had to get them because it just was the only option to deal with that joints disintegration. But what if you don't have to do that? Because at the end of the day, as wonderful as our medical system is, you don't want to have to replace a freaking joint. It's
What
never
you're
gonna
saying
be-
in a nutshell is you'll just let your body deteriorate and
yeah,
put a band-aid on it, no?
Yeah.
not even a band-aid. You're just like, well, this is how I live now.
Yeah.
I have nothing but heartache and sympathy and empathy it's why the motto on our company logo is defy your pain, live your best life. Because it's so weird there, and it's a certain generation of people too who are like, well, I'm old. Like my dad is one of those people where he's like, I'll just take a pill. I'm like, cool story, bro. Good luck. Eventually the painkillers stop working. And if it's an NSAID, you can't take them long term anyway. It's gonna badly affect your digestive system, your liver, your kidneys. So what are you gonna do then?
Become dependent.
Or you become dependent.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever happens. Like, it's unnecessary, right? And this is how I usually tell people. In order to maintain a healthy function, you kind of have to really get to studying your body. We were never meant to live past freaking 35. Like all those like frozen elder Homo sapiens, early Homo sapiens from like 50,000 years ago or whatever that they're finding in like the polar ice caps and shit. Like they're like the old folks from the human tribes, and they're like 35. And they're already like, just that's how harsh life was, right? Like we weren't designed to outlive that age. And by that time, like if you look at Udzi, the frozen man or whatever, and like a bunch of those mummies, they're oftentimes like they have grievous injury based on just their life, you know, like they're missing hands, they're missing eyeballs, they're like they have severe limb deterioration from like falling off the shit and climbing shit and just living a really hard life, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are lucky enough to get to almost be 100 now. But we were never designed to get that far. So let me put it to you this way. It's going to be painful because we were never meant to live this long. You are going to age with aches and pains in your body. You are going to see changes. It is up to you how you show up in your own life as to what pain you choose. Are you going to pick the pain of deterioration and just say, this is my life now, and watch yourself go downhill and eventually, I don't know, be unable to stand up on your own, have high blood pressure, or you're going to be a stiff, tough, healthy, old, excuse my language, motherfucker, who frankly ages into this beautiful, terrifying peak of humanity, because we all know that tough old person who's still going strong. You know what I mean? Yeah, their knees hurt. Yeah, their shoulders hurt. Yeah, they have osteoporosis and limb degeneration, and they've taken the licks, right? It's not, nobody gets out alive, right? Like nobody gets out without injuries, without pain, without scar tissue, right? However, pushing into the pain, defying the pain, learning about your body, rehabbing, working out, leaning into the hard stuff is what makes the difference for the quality of life of where you are headed. And my job, I always tell people, my job isn't just to rubby, make nice, like expensive moisturization session. My job is to look at where the shortcomings are to keep you going as you are, whether it's neurologically, whether it's injury-based, whether it's like what is causing the soft tissue degeneration and the bone degeneration, maybe the impact to your everyday life, your movements and movement quality of everyday life, and design how you're going to be for the next 15, 20, 25 years. May you be long lived, right? Like that's really the core of the job. And that's why I've had to like study neurology, study aspects of joints and bones and joint deterioration diseases, nutrition, as well as like physio. Like half of my job is strength training and recovery and physio. And the dream is for us to have that gym eventually and to have that wellness retreat eventually, right? So yeah, that's the story, you guys. Help us grow. Please help us grow. We want to give back to you guys. My mission in life is to make humans live better, live healthier, live a better quality of life. That is just my calling. I'm passionate about that. Whatever you can do, please. We love you guys. My heart is to give humans back some beauty and some health and some self-care in this life. So please help us grow. And please, I'm here to answer your questions. If you have any questions pertaining to exercise, physiotherapy, recovery, longevity, pain, post-operation scar, post what's it called? Cosmetic surgery stuff, post-cancer stuff, young athletes, athletic recovery, all that shit.
Did you say birth?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Postpartum, prepartum, and postpartum, prenatal massage, a whole bunch of stuff to do with that. What else? What have been more? Oh my God. I have a few patients that have lymphatic and circulatory issues. I have a few patients who now have long COVID that I'm definitely working with. So I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Just reach out, tell me about your injury, and we'll discuss. And I hope this was informative for your first live. I'm sorry about the technical issues we were having before. This is our first time. Next week, same time, noon, every Tuesday, we will have a Sekhmet Wellness chat on our other channel, the business channel, Bad Water. It'll be every Monday at noon. So noon Monday, noon Tuesday, right, Darren?
Yeah. And if you guys have any questions that you don't feel comfortable publicly sharing, feel free to DM us on Instagram.
Yeah. Or email at DaniaAt.SekhmetWellnessAdvantage.com. Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys. We love you. We're here for you.
Should we go for 10 more minutes?
Huh?
Should we go for 10 more minutes to hit an hour?
Okay.
Someone just
We can
joined.
talk about
What?
why zebras
Who
don't get
joined?
ulcers. I've been looking at that.
Drop a comment if you want us to answer any questions.
Ikram had a good. She was like, "Why zebras don't get ulcers?"
I've been looking
Ooh.
at that.
This is an amazing book.
Curious.
So this guy, Robert M. Sapolsky, he is one of my favorite authors. He is a researcher of biology and neurology at Stanford University, and a research associate at the Institute of Primate Research. This particular book is very useful to me, and I have it in my clinic because this book is basically a deeply researched compendium of the negative impact of stress on your body, which stress directly impacts your longevity, your recovery, your immune system, definitely impacts your soft tissue, definitely impacts your sleep, definitely impacts your everything. And this book, Why Zebras Don't Get Ulcers, is basically about how we as a species basically never return to the baseline of zero stress anymore. We function at our lowest line of strength, baseline of stress. We function at stress, like let's say 20%. That's the minimum. Yeah, like we're constantly stressed, even when we don't think we're stressed.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the final killer of humans. whatever it causes, whether it's heart issues, whether it's
Stress is like you said, the silent killer.
silent killer, affects you in many different ways, affects our degeneration physically and mentally in many ways, because our mental health and our physical health are not extracted from each other, and no one knows that better than a freaking soft tissue or like specialist RMT. Our muscles, our fascia are they're literally, the nerves are going into our muscles and our fascia, literally a fight or flight or parasympathetic nervous system, whether you're resting or whether you're fleeing, that your muscles are the ones that are responding immediately even to emotions you are not aware you're having. And that means people forget that your muscles are your heart, aka blood pressure. They forget that muscles being restricted hinder circulation. So some people like start feeling stressed and they get dizzy, for example. That's because there's literally not enough oxygen and blood flow getting to your brain. That's how tight you are, right? Like you're literally squeezing the life out of yourself. Other factors is, for example, like issues like IBS. IBS is like this mysterious digestive issue where your guts are never quite okay, because your guts are a tissue. It's musculature, right? It's musculature you don't control. You just eat food and your esophagus basically squeezes, its way through it. But like even proper digestion and retaining of nutrition from your food has to do with the passive muscles that are directly connected to your emotional state, because you can't digest if you're fleeing from a predator, which is why people throw up or animals throw up when they just had a meal and suddenly it's time to get the hell out of Dodge.
I didn't know that. That's so interesting.
Isn't that cool? Your body goes, nope, can't do anything with this right now.
Is that why my cat randomly throws up?
No, your cat randomly throws up because she hates you.
Oh. I thought we were besties.
So that's why sometimes when you're so stressed out, you throw up.
Yes. You've literally gone into fight or flight. Your stomach thinks you are going to be running away from a tiger.
Oh my god.
And it's like, you need to live, girl. You need to live.
Wow.
So
and you get that hit of dopamine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what happens there is you don't run and you don't fight for your survival if the reward center in your brain has decided that it's done. That's why people freeze sometimes, right?
Yeah, that happens to me.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. So if you don't have enough serotonin and dopamine to motivate yourself to fucking run, you're freezing. Lies down, surrenders to their fate.
That's so interesting.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that is
Literally, it's a snake consuming its own tail. It's an Ouroboros. Mental health, soft tissue health, body health, mental health, soft tissue health, body health.
Is there a way
it's
to
all
control
the same.
that? Or get
To
past
control what? Yes, there is.
it?
There's
Like the freezing and the... Yeah.
cognitive therapy, training. You can train, your brain is a muscle. You can train your brain, you can train your mental health, just like you can train your body. And a lot of what I do, actually, a lot of therapy that I do, because I am not a mental therapist, I'm not qualified to be a mental therapist. What I'm qualified to do, what I'm educated to do, is address your mental health through your physical, because it is a feedback loop. Not only is your mental health affecting your soft tissues can affect your mental health. So, for example, I'll speak for myself. There used to be times where my muscles were so tight that I would give myself anxiety. Like there's no, when I think about it logically, my frontal cortex, right? The logic center of my brain, I'm like, literally everything is going great.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on?
Yeah,
Right?
but fixing one doesn't equal fixing the other, right? And like everything, you use it as a tool. It's not a solution. And that's something my psychiatrist told me, like when I was getting prescribed medication, like, this is not a fix. This is a tool to help you get better.
Yes.
This is not going to make your issue go away. And that's the same with massage therapy. If you continue to be consistent and use it as a tool.
Yes. But part of that is education too, right? Like I feel like informed consent in my business is to be a teacher. So like half of what I do is teach people how to get out of the mess they've made. themselves into, right? So everything is a tool. Nothing is guaranteed, especially in holistic wellness. Holistic wellness means it is holistic to the medical field. We don't cut people open. I'm an RMT. I work exterior to the body. There are very strict rules about that for me, right? I don't even do acupuncture like Daniel, my colleague who works at his clinic, for example. So I literally do not pierce the skin ever, right? So there is going to be a limit to what I can affect quickly, like surgery. Surgery is the opposite of what I do. Cut it open, do the thing, get the fuck out. Close it up, get the fuck out. That's surgery. I'm the opposite of that. I'm like, what's happening from the outside? Over the long term, in a year, what is your prognosis? If we do everything and assume we're doing it to the best of our abilities, there's no perfection, where could you be at? And could that help you avoid getting cut open? Because getting cut open should always be the last resort. Because once you slice through muscle, slice through fascia, replace the joint, there's no going back, and you never, ever get the perfection of what was biologically bequeathed to you in the womb. You just don't. Scar tissue is never the same as the cells that it is replacing. Titanium joints are never have a range of motion or a recovery that is the same as having like a fully functioning knee joint or hip joint. You know what I'm saying? So you're right. Everything is a tool, and nothing is a silver bullet.
Yeah.
Right? However, you can train as a human. We are miraculous in that we are putty. Truly, we are a miraculous putty animal. And I'm not just talking about our muscles, I'm talking about our behavior and our cognition too. You can literally train people out of a mental and physical spiral. Is it easy? No. Is it guaranteed? No. Do people require chemical help? I myself have. I likened being on my serotonin uptake inhibitor to putting enough of a leash on the shark of my postpartum depression to actually enable me to work my way out of the sort of like repeated negative thoughts and fears and anxiety and depression that my hormones are forcing me into. So there you have an example of many things. You have an example of where basically my brain is being fucked with because I've just had a baby, and the hormonal dip right in the first 24 hours after you've had a child is literally you being pushed off a mental health peak because of how severe the dip in all those hormones is now that your body is just cleaning house. It's like, okay, thank you, we did it, we made a baby, bye. Like, you know what I mean? And so I required mental health help through chemical form to help me get a handle on that. And then it was up to me to then figure out the other side of it. Now that I could see the light and sort of fix the body, fix my issues through mental therapy, talk therapy. And that's how talk therapy works too. It is training. You are training your brain. You're seeing, at least my experience of it has been with my great therapist, shout out Cheryl, that Cheryl catches me in my negative, entrenched thoughts that are hurting me and is sort of calling my awareness to it in a weird, not so weird way, really, when you think about it. I do the same for people in their joints, their soft tissues, and how they're working out and how they're using their body. I'm like, why are you lifting your arm up that high? And people are like, what do you mean? I'm like, you're supposed to move that way. And then you can see the light bulb come on where they're like, oh, and people aren't even aware that they're restricting themselves in many ways, right? They're just functioning. They're going about doing their business, being a malleable sack of liquids on this planet. You know what I mean? Like, we're just
like you don't even know you're in a hole until someone's like, hey, you gonna come out of that?
Yeah. Like, 100%. And it's physical and mental, right?
Yeah, sure. I think a lot of people will relate to that.
Oh my gosh, I'm leading the charge, you know. So yeah, compassion, self-compassion, compassion in general, and defiant, stubborn hope. Have defiant, stubborn hope, and reach out for help. Reach out for help,
And be consistent with yourself.
but also have compassion. Consistency is a hard one, and not a lot of people are in a state where they are capable, without help, of not finding a reason to not cater to their health. Or it's self-love isn't just about forgiving narcissistic behavior. Really, true self-love and true self-care is an accountability even to yourself, where you're examining subconscious cruelties you are visiting upon yourself.
Yeah. And you can start little. Like,
Yeah.
make a goal. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to brush my teeth an extra time today.
Yeah.
You know, doesn't have to be
No.
the moon.
No. It can be as little as I'm going to reach out to my friend
Yeah.
who has compassion for me and will talk me through some stuff. And always has time for me.
I don't know about you, but whenever I'm feeling down and I reach out to my friends, like, it always makes me feel
Yeah.
so
I think
much
some
better.
people
Like,
are very
reminding yourself
isolated.
that, like, people
And that's
love
what-
you and care about you and you matter.
Anyway,
Very important.
we love you guys. We will do this again next week. Please save your questions.
Mm-hmm. Or if
Um,
anyone has a question before we end the live, we're
Mhm.
about to
Feel
say
free.
bye.
Yeah.
Grateful for you. Grateful for your viewership. Okay, bye.
All right. See you guys next
next
week, same
Tuesday.
time.
Noon.
All right.